So in this video, we're going to teach you how you can rank #1 on Google, the lazy method, and this is what we use for all of our clients. If you stay tuned till the end of this video, we're going to give you actual insights on how you can actually do it all yourself. So #1, Google Maps ranking is not random. It's a repeatable process, and once you actually understand it, you're going to rank #1 like as if it's a mechanical process. The first thing that we want to talk about is the proximity in terms of Google rankings. So proximity is essentially the closer that you are to the searcher or to the person searching up your service, you're going to rank higher. So some people, what they do with proximity, you can't really change anything about your business address. But a lot of people, they start second locations closer to a metropolitan area. So let's say, for example, you're on the outskirts of Houston versus a contractor that's inside Houston, the center of Houston. The person that's in the center of Houston with all the people that are searching him up, they're going to rank a little bit better in terms of the local proximity. However, you could move a location to the center of Houston, so that way you don't have to fight in the outskirts of Houston, Texas. #2 is relevance. So your primary category is one of the most important parts. This tells Google who you are and what you do. So if you're a roofer and your primary category is construction company, you're already lost. And additional categories and services are secondary factors of what your customers are searching for. So you could think of this as keywords that your customers are searching for, and that's what actually gets shown to Google and gets shown to your customers. So one thing I've seen is if you're a general contractor and you do everything, for example, bathroom remodeling, kitchen remodeling, you also do custom home builds. One thing is a lot of people put remodeler as their primary category. Of course, this makes sense, but if let's say you're in a competitive area and every single person is very niche down. So for example, your main moneymaker is bathroom remodeling. You should go after bathroom remodeling. So one big thing is just search up your competitors, see what they're currently putting as their primary category. You could go from there. The third factor is prominence. So this depends on your number of reviews. However, there's been multiple instances where we've taken a local contractor with only 15 reviews and we're beating out contractors with 1,000 reviews. That's because the quality of reviews matters more than the actual number of reviews that you have. The quality of reviews and also velocity of reviews. Are you actually getting reviews on a consistent basis? #1 with the quality of reviews is, does your customer actually mention the keywords you're trying to rank for? One review might be something like, hey, this contractor was good, versus a quality review would be, this contractor did kitchen remodeling in Houston. They did a fantastic job. I'll highly recommend to every single person and all my friends and family, right? The second review is going to be a lot better than the first one, just because of the keywords mentioned inside the reviews. And another thing is basically photos and posts. It shows to Google, are you actually active on your Google business profile? If somebody calls you, are you actually going to be active? A lot of people negate this, and it sends bad signals to Google to basically say, hey, we set up our Google business profile. We're not actively managing it. So that's what actually causes lower rankings. Last thing is citations and backlinks. Are people online actually referring back to your company? And this is a big thing. And we're going to talk in the end of this video how you could actually create citations and create backlinks to your business on Google business profile. The last thing that Google looks at in terms of rankings is behavioral signals. So what this includes is basically clicks to a Google business profile, any calls that go through to your Google business profile, driving directions, website visits, all this is related to behavioral signals. So how often are people choosing you over a competitor whenever they see your listing? A lot of SEO agencies, they run this black hat click-through rate optimization where they pay a bunch of people, they go to different areas that you serve, and they make them search your Google business profile and click through it. However, this is not allowed by Google. But the main thing that you could do is just make an optimized Google business profile, and you just stay within the limits of Google, right? Just by having a good Google business profile, your primary category, you have posts, you have reviews, it's going to do wonders in terms of ranking your Google business profile. So now let's talk about the lazy method that we use for most of our clients. #1 is fix your primary category. Search up what your biggest competitor on Google and see what categories they are using. So for example, if I go over to roofer in Houston, I could see that this person's doing roofing contractor, roofing contractor, roofing contractor. Every single of the top rankings are all doing roofing contractor, right? So I would highly recommend, in this case, if I see one of my big competitors here, I would do roofing contractor as well. #2 is add all your relevant secondary categories. So you could think of this as all the other services your company offers that people might be searching for. And a lot of people negate this and they don't actually fill out all of the fields on their Google business profile because a lot of people get lazy, right? We're lazy and we want to rank, but a lot of people are more lazy than us. So you really only have to do this once, maybe alter it down the line to see where you're currently ranking and maybe go after less competitive keywords. But you have to fill out every single box in Google Business Profile, and this will lead to you ranking a lot better. And on top of that, have all the services and attach descriptions on them. So Google takes a look at all your services and always tries to present the most relevant results to your customers. So if you don't have the description, if you don't have a service, Google's not going to show you at all. Next thing is add a keyword-rich business description. Don't keyword stuff, but include your target keyword and also city naturally in the description. So if you're a roofing contractor in Houston, I wouldn't just say roofing contractor 20 times in that business description. What I would do is say it a couple of times and just include the city that you're currently ranking for, surrounding areas, just naturally in that description. Next thing is upload consistent photos. So there's a statistic where businesses with 100 plus images receive 520% more calls, 2,717% more direction requests, and 1,065% more website clicks. And another statistic is businesses ranking in positions 1 to 3 on Google had an average of more than 250 images in their Google Business Profile. And then those that are in position 4 to 10 had fewer than 200 images, and those position 11 to 20 average around 170. Of course, I wouldn't just post 300 photos all at once. You need to drip it over time so you could show to Google, hey, I'm active, we're doing active projects. And this sends a lot of good signals to Google. Next thing is get keyword-rich reviews. So whenever you ask your customers for a 4 to 5 star review, you need to make sure that they have the service that they did for you, also the city mentioned. Like I mentioned before, if you just say they did a really good job versus they did a really good job on my roof, there's a leak in Houston, Texas, I highly recommend this roofing contractor in Houston. They're top notch. The second review is going to do a lot more wonders for your Google Business Profile in terms of ranking it versus the first one. Next thing is build 10 to 15 local citations. So what is actually a local citation? So a citation is essentially another website referring back to your website and your Google Business Profile. So some free citations that you could get is basically on Yelp, Instagram, Facebook, Angie's List, LinkedIn, YouTube. You could create all those citations for free. There's other companies where you could get it ranked on Better Business Bureau. I think it's $300 a year, but getting ranked on there will send a lot of link juice back to your website and rank it a little bit higher. The last thing is basically create local landing pages. So Google ranks businesses higher whenever your website matches local keywords. Since proximity is a big thing in ranking, you need to send signals back to Google to rank beyond the local radius. So let's say you're ranking number 1 within a 5-mile radius, but you actually serve 25 miles. How do you actually tell Google that you serve all of those 25 miles? Google is a complete ecosystem where it takes a look at your Google Business Profile, takes a look at your website, takes a look at all the websites that are referring back to you, and that's how they determine where you're going to be ranked. So not having these service pages outside of the 5-mile radius is going to impact your Google rankings a lot. So a lot of local contractors don't do this. So that covers the lazy method that we use to rank all Google Business Profiles for our clients. And if you're really, really lazy and you really want to get the results and you don't want to manage all yourself, I'll attach a link down in the description where we handle everything related to the lazy method that you could basically just do on autopilot. And we're going to handle all the service so you don't have to worry about anything on your end. So if you're interested, I'm going to attach a link in the description. Go ahead and click the link, book a call with my team, and we're going to walk you through exactly what we're going to do for your business. And I hope you got some actionable insights out of this, and I hope you rank number 1 on Google going forward.